In insects, respiration takes place by tracheal system. Hence, this type of respiration is known as tracheal respiration. As we know, insects do not contain respiratory pigment like hemoglobin or hemocyanin. So they are absent in a blood. So the blood is colorless. Hence, the oxygen doesn't carried by the blood. So insects required a special type of respiratory system so that the oxygen can enter into tissues directly without taking help of any respiratory pigment. Hence they developed tracheal system. So tracheal system is nothing but the environmental air direct reaches tissues without adding into the blood. So let us discuss first anatomy of this respiratory system of Periplanet americana. Then we'll see the physiology. First of all, the respiratory system of Periplaneta. So it consisting of three major parts. The first part, stigmata. The stigmata or spiracles are the outer openings of respiratory system, tracheal system, which are outer openings by which through which oxygen can enter inside. As we have nostrils, they have spiracles. So 10 pairs of spiracles found in Periplanet americana, which are known as stigmata. And second one, tracheae. As we have trachea here, windpipe, the same way tracheae. So the spiracle is connected with tracheae and reaches to the tissues. The trachea terminates with the tracheoles, like as we have capillary, like actually it is a blood vessel. So like tiny windpipes or air pipes known as tracheoles. So spiracles, tracheae, tracheoles is all consisting, all are present in tracheal system of cockroach. Let us discuss these all parts. The first one, stigmata. As I told you, these are the outer openings. They are again classified into two types: thoracic stigmata and abdomen stigmata. The first two pairs of stigmata, the first two pairs of spiracles are known as thoracic spiracles because they are present in the thoracic region of the Periplanet americana. The first pair, T1 just I mentioned here, thoracic one, the first pair of stigmata present in mesothorax and second pair present in the metathorax. These two are functionally, they show difference with another stigmata known as abdominal stigmata. They are total 8 pairs. 8 pairs of abdominal stigmata, 2 pairs of thoracic stigmata togetherly called, or togetherly 10 pairs of stigmata present in the cockroach. Clear? Then each stigmata opens into a chamber known as atrium. So atrium is a muscular chamber through which the spiracle opens into, where the trachea is connected from the atrium. So as cockroach contains numerous, means 10 pairs of spiracles, hence this mode of respiration is known as polyneustic respiration. Polyneustic means many number of outer openings of respiratory system. As we have only two outer openings, which are nostrils, these are external nares by which we are driving the air from the outside, right? But they have more than two spiracles, more than two outer opening, hence it is called as polyneustic. And the second terminology is all the 10 pairs are functionally, they work, all are usable, so that such type of phenomena is known as holoneustic respiration. In this, all are functional. 10 pairs of all 10 by 10, all spiracles are functional. Hence, it is called as holoneustic. One is polyneustic. Polyneustic. Polyneustic, the term can be used for more than two outer openings for the respiratory system to drive the oxygen into the body. Polynucleus. And holonucleus is that all the outer openings are functional. So this is holonucleus. And each spiracle is covered with a musculine covering is known as peritoneum. Peritoneum. Remember the terminology. Peritoneum is a covering of each spiracle. And this peritoneum contains fine hair-like structure known as trichome. Trichome. So this trichome helps in the stopping the dust particle to get inside. So it stops the dust particle, as we have in a nasal chambers, as we have hair, right? The same way they have trichomes which prevents entering the dust particles into the body. So trichomes, I repeat, each spiracle valvular and opens with a musculine layer is known as peritoneum. Peritoneum contains fine hair-like structure known as trichome, which prevents entering the dust particles. This is regarding stigmata and spiracles. Then we go to the tracheae. Tracheae is simple windpipe. It's a windpipe. So each stigmata connected with windpipe. So whereas the connection of windpipe tracheae for first two, thoracic is individually and second individually. So that we have divided into two segments. These two connection of trachea is different, and these 8 connection are different. Now I'll tell you the tracheae. The 3 types of tracheae connected to the atrium. 3 types of tracheae. The first type of tracheae, see this is a cockroach. This is a dorsal and this is a ventral side. Dorsal side, ventral side. Cockroach is like this. Think this is towards mouth. Okay, this is towards mouth. Right? Now the spiracles are present laterally like this. Clear? Then see. Each atrium is connected with horizontal tracheae first. From upward, this horizontal tracheae connected to longitudinal, dorsal longitudinal, like this, dorsal longitudinal tracheae. In the same way, lower side. So ventral longitudinal. So dorsal longitudinal, ventral longitudinal tracheae. So if this is a spiracle, right? Horizontal trunk, right? And dorsal side, this is a dorsal wall, dorsal side too and ventral side too. So ventral longitudinal, dorsal longitudinal. Apart from these two, so the two long tracheae runs throughout the body known as lateral tracheae. So lateral tracheae, dorsal longitudinal, ventral longitudinal. I will show here. This is, for example, this is stigmata, right? This is horizontal. Now let us see here. This is horizontal, right? Now horizontal is connected to this you are seeing. This one is a longitudinal. This is towards dorsal side, so dorsal longitudinal. In the same way, downwards ventral longitudinal. Horizontal, dorsal, ventral, and lateral. See, a long duct is traveling, right? So this is lateral tracheae. So pair of lateral tracheae, pair of dorsal longitudinal, pair of ventral longitudinal. These are the different kinds of tracheae. Whereas the thoracic tracheae are having dorsal and ventral. Apart from that, dorsal cephalic, ventral cephalic also. Then they carry the oxygen towards head region. Clear? Then coming to the structure of tracheae, the anatomy of tracheae. Each tracheae is composed of 3 membranes. Tracheae is 3 membrane. Outer membrane is basement membrane. Middle membrane is called as epithelium, thin epithelium. And inner one is made up of cuticle, which is called as intima. So intima is the innermost cuticle layer, and which is having the thickenings which prevents collapsing the tracheae. known as Ctenidae. Ctenidae are the thickening of inner intima which prevents collapsing the trachea. Just imagine our trachea. So our trachea is having the C-shaped cartilaginous rings, right, which prevents collapsing the trachea. As it is a invertebrate, it contains Ctenidae. The Ctenidae helps in the prevents collapsing the trachea. So this is regarding trachea, right? So then tracheoles. So the trachea in lateral, dorsal, ventral. Lateral trachea, dorsal longitudinal, ventral longitudinal. These all are furtherly divides into fine branches, many branches, right? Each branch terminates with a cell, a particular cell. It enters into cell. That cell is known as tracheoblast or tracheolar cell. See here, the fine branch of trachea terminates to a cell where it terminates, where it enters. The cell is known as tracheoblast or tracheolar cell. Clear? Within the tracheolar cell, this is a tracheoblast, right? Within the tracheoblast, it furtherly divides into branches. These branches, intracellular branches, I repeat, intracellular branches are known as tracheoles. Clear? So fine branch, the branch of trachea, when terminates at cell, the cell is known as tracheoblast. Within the tracheoblast, it divides furtherly. That branches are known as tracheoles. Whereas the difference between tracheoles and tracheae is mainly it is not having intima or Ctenidae. Inner Ctenidae is missing. So instead of Ctenidae, so it is having tracheolar fluid inside it. A trachein protein is inside it. The inner lumen of tracheoles is composed of a special protein known as trachein. This is the difference. Trachein. I repeat you, my dear students, whereas the difference between trachea and tracheoles, remember tracheole is intercellular divisions. So tracheoles divide the intima and Ctenidae, whereas instead of that it contains a protein known as trachein, which is also helping from the collapsing, which prevents collapsing, and which contains a special fluid known as tracheolar fluid where trachea doesn't contain. So tracheolar fluid is present in tracheoles. So where the presence of tracheolar fluid is dependent upon the state of the body. If the organism, if the cockroach is active state, then what happens? Tracheolar fluid will be disappeared. That means the muscles absorb entire tracheolar fluid into them, so that there is no tracheolar fluid found in the tracheoles. When it is a rest position, when it is in a rest state, what happens? Tracheoles contains tracheolar fluid. So this is the difference. So tracheoles contains tracheolar fluid, and occurring of tracheolar fluid is based on the state of a cockroach. If it is active state, if it is in active mode, what happens? The tracheolar fluid enters into muscle, and when it is in rest, it is get back into the tracheoles. So tracheolar fluid can be seen. So this is regarding tracheoles. Now let us discuss the physiology. How respiration, this is anatomy. Now how respiration takes place. As we know, respiration occurs by the two stages. One is inspiration, second one is expiration. Driving the air into the body, taking air into the body is known as inspiration. Giving out air is known as expiration. As simple it is. So how inspiration takes place in this type of respiratory system? Let us discuss. First of all, inspiration, taking air into the body. First of all, the muscles, dorsiventral muscles. So here again, I want to explain you. This is a dorsal side, this is a ventral side, like this is towards mouth, right? So this dorsal wall and ventral wall are connected with muscles like this, are known as dorsiventral muscles. And lower side, ventral muscles. Lower side, ventral muscles, dorsiventral muscles are useful in the respiratory movements in the cockroach. First, let us inspiration, how air is driven into the body. The first thing, when the muscles, dorsiventral muscles and ventral muscles, ventral longitudinal muscles, when relax, so body cavity increases. When body cavity increases, the volume when increases, lower pressure is created within the body, so that air is rushes inside from the environment, because environment to lower pressure is created, so that higher to lower air can rush, so air rushes inside. So relaxation of muscles helps inspiration, so that inspiration of cockroach is passive, because no energy required. Relaxation of muscle doesn't require any energy. Simply the muscle relax, so open, so that body cavity increases, air rush. While air is entering inside, the stigmata, thoracic stigmata valves remains open, and the valves of abdomen stigmata remains closed. So what happens when it expands? Air rushes through the thoracic stigmata, not from the abdominal stigmata. So that thoracic stigmata helps in the inspiration to get air inside. Clear? So this is regarding inspiration. So inspiration in cockroach is passive, because relaxation doesn't require energy. Dorsiventral muscles and ventral longitudinal muscles, when relaxes, which enables expansion of body cavity, so that air rushes inside through the thoracic stigmata. Clear? Next, expiration, air going outside. Clear? So when the dorsiventral muscles contracting requires energy, active process. When dorsiventral muscle contract, body cavity become narrow, so all the segments come very closely, so that high pressure is created in the body, air rushes outside. Such process is expiration. Expiration is active process in cockroach. So while expiration, thoracic stigmata walls remains closed, and abdominal walls, stigmata walls are open, so that air can go outside through the abdominal cavity. So air is coming inside, inspiration occurring through the thoracic stigmata, expiration taking place through the abdominal. So air is coming and going in this way. Clear? This is inspiration and expiration. So inspiration by the thoracic stigmata, expiration through the abdominal stigmata. And now entrance of air. Some interesting thing we can see here. The thing is, air, oxygen is entering through the thoracic stigmata, right? So after it is reaching to the cell, so oxygen is diffused into the cell. Clear? Due to concentration gradient, oxygen diffuses into the cell. But carbon dioxide doesn't diffuse into the trachea, but it diffuses into the hemolymph, means body lymph. So the thing is, just human phenomena, what exchange of gases will take place in alveolar region. Oxygen towards blood and carbon dioxide, whatever it may be, oxygen towards alveoli and carbon towards the blood. So this is exchange will take, but here there is no exchange. The thing is, when the trachea reaches cell, oxygen will be distributed here, but carbon dioxide, instead of entering into trachea, carbon dioxide enters into hemolymph. Because this main reason is carbon dioxide dissolves in hemolymph very quickly. Hemolymph is mostly composed of water. So carbon dioxide diffuses in the hemolymph and travel along with the body cavity. So sinuses, we know. When they come close to the thorax, abdomen spiracles, atrium. Spiracle opens out with a chamber is known as atrium, right? So this is an abdominal atrium, this abdominal stigmata. So when they come close here, because open type circulatory system, blood is everywhere, right? This carbon dioxide when come very close to the atrium, it diffuses into the atrium of abdominal stigmata. So oxygen is entering through the trachea to get into the body, but carbon dioxide is not coming through the tracheoles. Tracheoles or trachea. The carbon dioxide directly reaching to the abdomen stigmata, then coming out. So this is called as discontinued ventilation. As we have in a different mode, like oxygen, by which passage oxygen is going, in the same passage the carbon dioxide is coming. But in cockroach, oxygen is going through the tracheal system, but carbon dioxide is not traveling through the trachea, directly reaching to the atrium of abdomen, and then it is diffuses, it comes outside. This is regarding tracheal respiration in cockroach.